is there any technology, recent or old that like you have been impressed with that you feel like is delivering value? And I'll kind of start so you can both kind of think. I think I don't know if these two count as like Martech, but for me, I've been continually impressed by Canva. I think that Canva for marketers is changing the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
the platform is so easy to use. It makes things that, if you don't have a lot of design resources or even skills, you're able to, punch above your weight class.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, so quickly. And then the other thing, we talked about all this all the time, but I think generative AI in all the forms is also like being extremely helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I personally just put together an entire ebook in like it's like for my personal uses in like just a matter of days, which usually takes teams months to do. Um, and not only that, but it also I think really sharpens your thinking. Like I personally, whenever I'm either creating content or like thinking about marketing, I'll just ask like generative AI, like what are the risks of my plan here? Like what my favorite one is I'll produce something, either like a piece of content or like a post, and I will literally say, what are Martech experts going to criticize about this? And it just totally flips my thinking. But anyway, no pressure, but I'd love to know if either of you like have things that you've been really kind of impressed with. Like, hey, I like this. This is actually forwarding, like helping marketers rather than leading them astray, like multi-touch attribution is.
Well, that's not the it's not the technology, it's the tactic,
Yeah.
right? Like we love technology. I love technology. I think it all works really in proper context. It's just the tactics that we've been given to execute within the technology is what we have a problem with. But I love Canva. I love Canva. That's my jam. I'm also in there all of the time. I love to exercise that creative because we know in like ops and stuff like that, it's so tech focused. Like you don't feel like you get to exercise that creative part of your brain. So I love kind of using it for that too as well. And I feel like they set up someone who's a marketer very well with all of the templates. It's like, we all go in that thing that's like, I know what I kind of want, but I'm not
Yes.
sure. So it's like all those templates help me give an idea of like, oh yeah, I want that, a piece of that, and that's good. So I like that Canva has such a deep template library to get you kind of like your juices flowing in that sense too as well. The thing I'll say about AI is that I love AI when you have a specific point of view. So like Darrell, you have a very specific point of view of like how you approach ops in that kind of structured process way. So it works for you. Like I have a very like strong point of view around like teaching. So like I use it for instructional purposes. Like I'll use it to be like break this concept down into like a fourth grade level and teach it back to me. Like I use it for that. So like once you have like a very strong point of view, I love AI. But if it's like I'm using AI, write this blog for me on cybersecurity threats. It's like no,
Yep.
like don't do that. Yeah, as far as like technology go, I'm uh, I I still like what HubSpot's doing even this many years later. I feel like they're still trying to challenge themselves and grow and still meet the needs of the customer without losing the integrity of the original concept of that platform, which I really appreciate. I appreciate that their model of like small business to enterprise without really losing the structural integrity of that platform is very impressive. Not a lot of other MarTech platforms I know do that well. So I do have to give them kudos for that because that's highly impressive and not easy to do in today's day and age.
Yeah, I've got four tools that come to mind. I don't know if you guys know Knack,
Mm-hmm.
Census, Mowing Gauge, Revenue Hero, sponsors
Mm-hmm.
of the show.
There we
Yeah.
go.
uh,
Nice
but
job, though.
yeah, they got enough shout outs throughout the episode. I would actually I do what you do similarly, Daryl. Like before you post something or you're thinking of something and you're using the LLM to give you like critics, like I want to post this for marketing ops folks, like what would they critique, what would they like poke holes in. But instead I have a custom GPT of Darrell's handbook, the Martech handbook, from a big PDF, so fit at that whole context. And it's called the Darrell's critique, and Darrell just critiques all of all of
That's
my
dope.
stuff. No, seriously, I'm a huge fan of Descript. Descript is like the command center for my podcast. Like I do everything like from a production side in Descript. Like we record on Riverside, prefer the quality a little bit, but upload all of that to Descript. Descript changes the audio and video into like a Word doc essentially. And I'm editing a Word document for the podcast, the audio version, the video version. I can slide in the ads in there. And then like you guys are big fans of Canva for the visual stuff, but yeah, love Midjourney and like you, Mooney, like spent 12 years of behind the scenes Martech marketing operations. Now I get to like flex the creative chops a little bit, use AI, and do some fun stuff with AI images too.
Super
I
fun.
love that. Yeah, and then for the listeners, like if you don't know, like Phil has this, operationalized like a machine, and he's able to pull like from the interviews, able to pull just a ton of just, you know, summaries and images. And I was just looking at the one from Jeff from Com the other day, and it's literally like a full blog post, an article on like what we talked about. And I know you use both a combination of like yourself plus AI to do it, but that's what I really appreciate about technology. It lets you do something that's, like Moni says, it has to be good at first. It has to be at least the spark of an idea, but then like really amplify it and make it accessible. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's dope. How long you guys been doing this? Or you, Phil? Him as Martech.
Yeah, so we're like crossing episode 160. I think you're like 162, 163. Started like really early, just like for fun, like as a side hobby in like 2022.
Yeah.
So like coming up on like 5 years now, but really only a year and a half ish, 2 years of really doing it seriously and trying to like build an audience and attract sponsorship and cool brands to show in front of the audience. And
Yeah.
I think like chatting with listeners, the main thing they want is we want to be ready for what's coming next. Like in 5 years, we want to hear about that stuff today and prepare for it. Part of that's like tools, but I think the most important part is the human stories and the productivity elements. Like, how do you stay sane in-house when you have CEOs that keep asking you about what is marketing contributing to pipeline?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of those human conversations outweigh a lot of the tech, but obviously a big tech, the tech is a big part of it too, for sure.